back to my channel. It is Nikki here. So today I am coming at you with this JLO inspired makeup tutorial. I'm taking inspiration from the JLO Glow, so to speak. So I've gone for extra strobiness. I've gone for like bronzer, natural bronzy eyes, and some kind of messy sort of eyebrows, just like JLO wears. This is it's definitely my favorite makeup look. This is what I go for, like on a daily. I go for the bronzy tones, the sun-kissed tones, regardless of whether it's spring, summer or not. It does not matter to me. I always go for the bronzy tone. So this was so much fun for me to recreate. If you guys are interested in seeing how I created this makeup look, then just keep on watching. Starting with a bare skin for this JLO Glow makeup tutorial, I'm going to be using my EUCERIN replenishing face cream. This is just going to hydrate my skin. I'm going to pop it on my face and then on any exposed skin that is showing. And then I'm going to be using the MUA face primer. I'm just going to pop this all over. This is just going to smooth out and create a really nice canvas for our makeup. And then going in with my Bobbi Brown eye cream, I'm popping this just underneath my eyes because I do have quite dehydrated under eye, so this is just going to help hydrate them. I'll also be using the Bobbi Brown oil. Now all the links will be left down below. Try not to kind of mix it up like that because it will fall, but I'm just going to pop this all over my skin, and this is again going to hydrate, but it's going to add that really nice glow. And then a tip for this is any excess I put at the ends of my hair if it's a little bit dry. I'll be using my NYX liquid illuminator and then just rubbing in between my fingers. I'm going to be popping this on all the high points of my face, so like the bridge of my nose, the ball of my nose, my forehead, and my cheekbones and my chin, and that's going to give it an instant glow. I'll be using the LA Pro Girl concealer in orange to get rid of the darkness that I have around my mouth area, and then I'm just going to buff that in with a Real Techniques beauty blender. Right, so my love for face and body will never die. I'm going to be using face and body again, and this is in the shade C5. I'm just popping it in the center of my face, and then I'm just working it outwards. I kept doing this because my camera kept dying and it was really annoying. But then moving on to using my NARS tinted moisturiser, and this is in the shade anupurna. I don't know if I pronounced that well. I'm just going to pop that in all the darker areas. So that is usually the perimeter of my face that I have it more dark and more pigmented, and then I'm going to blend the two just using that beauty blender again, and make sure that it is damp, and make sure that you press the product in so it looks a little bit more natural, seeing as we are layering a lot of products. I'll be concealing using my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC45, and then mixing it a little bit with NC35 to get a really nice shade for me. And you can see the difference here between concealed and not concealed. And then I'm just taking the excess around my mouth area. Taking my Maybelline Age Eraser or Age Rewind, I can't remember what it's called, but I'll leave the link down below. I'm just going to highlight with this, and this is in the shade Nude. So again, just like underneath my eyes, the bridge of my nose, the forehead, the cupid's bow, and the chin area, you know the jazz. And then just blend it out again using my beauty blender, and you want to make sure that it looks really nice and airbrushed. Then I'm going to start contouring just a little bit with my LA Pro Girl concealer, and I believe this is in dark cocoa. So I'm just going to pop it in the usual places that you would contour, and then using a Real Techniques contouring brush, I'm going to buff this out. Now you want to make sure that you buff it out really well, and you can use your fingers like I did for my nose. I found that it worked a little bit better for me. And then you just want to use a damp beauty blender just to kind of soften the blow of that contour, and then I'm going to set my T-zone with my mineralize loose powder in medium, just down my T-zone and underneath my eyes a little bit to let that area be a little bit matte, and that is the skin done. Now moving on to eyes, I'm just going to groom the brows a little bit using my disposable spoolie, and then I'm going to be using the big brow pencil by MAC, and this is in the shade Spiked. I love this because it has a sharpener on the end, so you just pull it out and then you sharpen your pencil to a nice little point, and then you just want to run that through your brow hairs back and forth, and you want to do exactly the same with the spoolie, and you get a really nice natural quick brow. Then I'm going to be using the Maybelline Color 24 Hour Tattoo in Creme de Nude. I'm just going to be using this as a base, taking it all the way up to my brow bone, and then I'll be setting this with my Studio Fix NC40 powder all over, just with a 224 brush. I'll then be using my NYX matte bronzer in Deep Tan and taking this onto my 224 brush by MAC. I'm going to be popping this onto the crease, and you want to build this color up, seeing as it is a bronzer. Then for my lid color, I'm going to be using this sleek bronzer in this golden shade and popping that on. And you also want to just build this color up because it is a little less pigmented. I'll be using the Freedom Makeup Pro Blush palette and using this highlight color in my inner corners that I really love. It's this really nice iridescent gold, and then going back in with the matte bronzer, just popping that underneath my lower lash line. I'll then be using Dip Down by MAC, and I'm just going to pop this on my waterline, and I'm also going to pop this on my upper lash line just to give a little bit of definition to the eyes, like you can see here. And then I had to go through my lash bag. Like, I've got so many lashes, I didn't know what to pick, but I went with Boudoir by House of Lashes. So I'll pop them on. They were a little bit natural, so then I went on top of them with these eBay lashes, and I was like, yeah, perfect. I then blended my lashes with the Extended Play lash. There was something going on with my eyelashes here. They didn't look the same. I don't know what it was. But anyway, you want to put the mascara on the lower lash line as well. And they are your eyes done. Now moving on to your face, I'm going to be using Benefit's High Beam. I got this on a whim and I wasn't too sure, but I absolutely love it now after using it a couple of times. You want to just pop it on the high points and then buff it out with a damp beauty blender, and it leaves you with this really nice iridescence to the skin. I'll then be using my matte bronzer by NYX again and just bronzing up the skin, and then going into my Freedom palette, I'm going to be using this goldy shade as my highlight color and popping that on all the high points of the face. Now you can buff out any harsh highlight just using your beauty blender. I'll be using the MAC blusher in Peaches, popping that on the apples of my cheeks, and then just brushing that upwards and blending it. And you can stop here, but I'm going to go in with Trace Gold, and I'm going to use a fan brush just on all the high points of my face again to add that extra JLO glow. Now using this Kiko pencil lip gloss, I'm going to be popping this on for my lip shade. It's going to give a little bit of shine too, and then finish off with a bit of Fix Plus.